Hey everybody, it's Mike Jeffers, ChicagoJazz.com, and this is episode 83 of Jazz This Week live at Johnny O's. Typhanie Monique stopped by. We're going to talk about her show coming up December 1st, and of course, I have my 3 picks. So here we go. All right, everybody, we are back here at Johnny O's, episode 83. As I said, we're having live guests every week, and luckily, ran into Typhanie Monique. We were at the Winters Jazz Club 1-year anniversary. Congratulations to Winters Jazz Club. Awesome club. I'm sure you agree.
I agree. Congratulations, Scott. It's been a year for you. Beautiful space. Love performing there. A really great intimate venue.
Yeah, you actually have a show we're going to talk about a little bit later that's coming up at Winters.
Yep.
But when we were talking the other night, you have a show coming up December 1st at Studio 5 up in Evanston. So why don't we kind of ease into the whole thing here. Let's talk a little bit about, why don't we introduce Typhanie to the audience for the 5 people that might not know who Typhanie Monique is out of all my thousands of viewers. Why don't we just give a quick rundown. Now, you're obviously a vocalist, but I always think, and we've talked about this before, I always think that you are like one of those rare vocalists that are very versatile. Mm-hmm. So you can do jazz, R&B, rock, reggae, probably speak in Portuguese if you have to.
If I have to.
See?
Russian, if I have to.
Really?
Хорошо.
Okay. I'll take her word for it.
Yes.
But why don't we talk a little bit, how did you get started as a vocalist? I mean, just, you know, the 5-minute version, how did you get started as a vocalist? Because you probably could have gone a lot of different ways.
5-minute version, when I was 10 years old, one of my music teachers who... all of my music teachers have made such a great impact in my life, and she saw some talent in me, and I loved music as a young kid. I actually loved to dance. I was a dance minor, and I had thought that was where I was going to go, but then I was really encouraged by my high school director to start singing jazz, and got involved with the vocal jazz group there. And growing up in a small town in Wisconsin, we had this incredible music program at our high school.
Where'd you grow up?
Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Oh, I love Stevens Point. Why am I
beer.
drinking
Is
this?
there Point beer here?
Probably. I blew it.
That's
I blew
okay.
it. I've got a Revolution.
I should have said that. Actually, that probably has a much more refined taste than the Point.
Although the Point beer now, as I'm sure you know, 15, 20 years ago, it was like $1,
yes,
I think, somewhere.
It was.
Now it's like $6.50 for a can of Point beer somewhere.
It is.
It's hip.
It is hip. It is hip.
Doesn't mean it's good.
That's right.
Unless they want to sponsor my show, in which case
it's
I love Point beer.
It's fantastic.
Okay, so you're in Stevens Point.
In Stevens Point.
By the way, she's enjoying wine. We
Yeah.
don't have any wine glasses here at Johnny O's, but that doesn't mean that we can't drink wine here on the show as well. And of course, we've got our Chicago-style hot dogs.
That's right.
We're all set. All right, let's get back to Stevens Point.
And I feel like I'm in Wisconsin right now. We've got yellowtail. Just quality all around. The picnic table.
You like this?
Right here.
You
I
like
love
this?
it. I love it. I'm home, baby.
Hey,
I'm
man,
home.
this is like pure on Chicago-style jazz at a
Yes.
pure on Chicago-style hot dog place
That's right.
/ liquor store
/ Midwest.
on the south side.
Midwest.
Midwest,
hashtag.
man. That's it. I like that. I like that.
Midwest.
Hashtag Midwest.
Yes.
Okay, we're back at Stevens Point. So you were getting into dance at Stevens Point, and then your choir director pushed you a little bit more into jazz. He must have heard something in your voice, right? And saw something.
He really did. And I auditioned for they had a great choir program there. So I wanted to be in the vocal jazz group. And really that's where I started singing jazz, in vocal jazz. However, it wasn't a show choir thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that for my show choir fans out there of America. But, we were singing Take 6, Gene Perling, like really difficult arrangements, and I just fell in love with the lush harmony.
Yeah.
And
that's difficult, though, to sing that stuff, like, with a group of people.
It is,
right?
It is.
And to get that so it's swinging, too.
Yeah.
I mean, and you teach.
I do.
You do a lot of that stuff. And, I mean, it's got to be super difficult. First of all, it's difficult enough just to do it on your own.
Right.
Let alone with a group of people. So when you started doing it on your own, like maybe you're singing a solo or you start playing, did it all of a sudden like spark that improvisational skill in you that just launched it right out of you?
Yes. And you know what? I love that you went right there, because for me, really what I love about jazz and what I love about music in general is improvisation. And so, as you know, and just as you said about versatility, I started on the Chicago scene in a funk band called Peking Turtle, and it was all original. You know, Elbow Room, I lived there. I was also in a group called Jive Council.
I remember Jive Council.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I was with them. Sumo at the Elbow
Yep.
Room, that was all funk improv. And then along the way I was singing jazz and just kind of paying my dues in that. I felt like, for a moment I almost felt like I was too young, right? That I needed to learn more repertoire. So I was working steadily at a place called the Leopard Lounge. That was my first jazz gig. Actually, no, that's incorrect. My first jazz gig was with Johnny Showtime, trombonist with Liquid Soul.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, I was an intern at Downbeat Magazine.
Wow.
He was
okay.
working, right? So in college, I went to Elmhurst College.
Okay.
I know I'm
Was
going.
Doug Beach there?
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
wow,
I love
okay.
Doug Beach. So I graduated from Elmhurst with music business degree, and part of that was the internship at Downbeat Magazine. So I met Johnny, and my first gig was at the Jazz Bulls.
I remember the Jazz Bulls. Yeah.
Wasn't it like Lincoln Parkway or something?
Yeah,
It was
it was
off
up-
of Lincoln Avenue,
yep.
right?
Yep.
And so it was the Jazz Bulls, and I was with Bethany Pickens, this guy David Marr, Cody Moffitt on the drums, and Johnny. And that was an incredible experience for me. I was so green.
Well, and that's a killer band. Bethany,
Oh my
Dave
gosh,
Marr.
please,
Dave Marr
yeah.
moved out west.
Yep, he's in San Diego, I think.
Okay,
now,
but
yeah.
I remember Dave was around
Yeah.
when I was first coming up, and
Yeah.
I played with Dave. Great
Great
guy,
player.
great player, killer
Great
player.
player.
And the band had to be smoking, and then you're hanging on for the ride
I
probably
was
at that
hanging
point, right?
on for my life, but it was great, and I was so grateful that that John invited me to have that experience. And you know, I was also sparked by seeing Dee Alexander there when I was underage. I kind of snuck in, and I knew from seeing her that I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Like
So she was a big inspiration just from seeing her. Yeah.
Huge inspiration. And I just, and again, that art of improvisation, I love it. I love the freedom. I love the spontaneity. It's in my blood.
Yeah. Let's jump ahead here
Great, let's
because
do it.
we're going to do the podcast. And by the way, the podcast is going to drop in December, and Tiffany's going to be featured on an episode. So watch for that coming up very soon. What do you have? 3 or 4 solo recordings out now?
I
mean,
do. So this
including
is, yep, my latest is a fourth. Is
a 4. Okay.
Yeah, is my
and that
fourth
includes the
album.
Christmas one too that you
It
put
does.
out. Okay.
Yeah, it does. It
All
does.
right.
So that one, I just released that on Dot Time Records.
Mm-hmm.
The release date was February 3rd this year, and it's entitled Call It Magic.
And you had a big show. I mean, you've had a couple of big shows, and
have.
let's just talk a little bit about the production of that because there's originals you have on there, and I think you did a couple of standards or a
Yep,
couple of different
couple
things, but you
standards.
funked them up, or you did
Yeah,
different things to
yeah.
them and things like that.
I did.
But how did that go? I mean, you had a big push when it first came out, and I
Yeah.
know that you got a lot of airplay and you got a lot of really good stuff off of it. How's it going with that recording?
So it's great. I mean, right now I am just hooking up right now with an international booking agency.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm excited. They're out of the Netherlands, and so I'm just getting that all kind of tightened up. I've been added to their roster on their website, and so you know, I want to tour the world. I want my voice to show me the world. That's what I love. I love to meet people. I love culture. I want to share my music and my soul with people, and I've been ready to do it for a minute. So
Sure.
I think it's going to start happening. Right now, I've got some dates slated for France next July.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, for a festival. So I think things are going to start happening. I'll start touring, which I'm really excited about.
You have the show coming up December 1st.
I do.
At Studio 5, which is Steve Rashid's new
Performance
spot.
space, yes.
Performance space.
Yeah.
And you're doing this. This is kind of a unique. We were talking a little bit before we came on the camera here. We were talking a little. You're kind of tying it in with the season.
I am.
So why don't we talk a little bit because
Okay.
you've got cello, you've got an interesting group with you, but I'm more interested in how you're putting the repertoire together for this.
Okay. So Studio 5 is a really beautiful performance space. And it's
It's in Evanston.
It's
by
in
the way.
Evanston. It's I think Dempster and Dodge. Yeah, that's where it's
Okay,
at. Dempster and
yeah.
Dodge. And with that aspect of being a performance space, I wanted to create a concert setting. So it's not. It's you come there for the show. You know, it's not a club to come and hang and have cocktails and mingle. And the lighting is beautiful. The sound is amazing. I just did a performance where I was a guest singer with the Cirqua Rivera Dance Theater Company.
Okay.
And fell in love with the space. Even prior to that performance, Steve had booked me. So I knew I wanted to create a different instrumentation for this, and the theme shadow and light just kept coming to me.
Yeah.
And it made me think of the seasonal change going into winter, how we kind of go into hibernation a little bit, how things die, yes, and transition, how things get, the weather gets cold, and but yet there's this looking forward to a new year, right? So there's that also transition of ending something and beginning something new. And so I started thinking about songs that reflect that, and I want to create this real intimacy because of this environment. So I opted out. I hope I don't regret it, but I opted out of not having a drummer.
Well, you're already going to regret it. Look who you're sitting next to. All right.
I know, sorry,
we'll let
Mike.
you stay. We'll let you stay.
Okay, good, thank you. So, so I've an old friend of mine, Bob Garrett, who's a percussionist.
Okay.
He's great. He's on Hamilton right now, but I've always wanted to work with him. And at the Jazz Festival this year, I worked with Felipe Fraga, but he's in LA.
Okay.
So I booked percussion, Bob, Neil on guitar, Ben Lewis, Josh Ramos, and then Timothy Archbold, who I met on the Circle Rivera gig. He plays beautiful cello.
Steve is going to record it, right?
Yep.
Because he's got the whole thing set up up there.
does.
I have to
He
get
does.
up and see it. I know Steve and I talked when he had the other place, when he was doing stuff, and we never hooked up. I got to come and see you, Steve, because
Yeah.
this is going to be awesome. I don't know if I'll make it December 1st. Everybody else should.
That's right.
I'm going to
That's
try.
right. Please come
Definitely
out.
going to try. But this is going to be really good. So we'll link it up below where they can get tickets, advanced tickets, I assume.
Yep.
And it's a great new performance space right in downtown Evanston.
Yeah, it's really easy to get to, and it's very comfortable, and they have wine, so, I mean, hello. Get a cocktail,
Hey.
holiday cocktail, right? I mean,
That's it. How can you beat that? Typhanie,
Right.
Monique, live music, and wine.
right here.
Look at that. We only
Yellowtail.
have Typhanie, Monique, and wine right now. Imagine if there was live music. All right, so that's December 1st. We will link everything up. I am glad you came out. We talked
Thank
about
you.
this, but now we have to move on because we've
We
got to
do.
wrap this show up so we can get into the podcast. So as usual, now I have to do my disclaimer.
Go
I
ahead.
always have a disclaimer.
Do it.
I have 3 picks coming up. You're going to have 1,
Yes.
I think, right?
Yes.
1. Plus she's going to pick her show, so that's 2. Plus she's got 2 other shows, so that's 3, 4. You're going to have more picks than me, but that's all right. We'll let you do that. You're a guest
Great.
on the show.
I love
all right.
it. Thank
So
you.
here are my 3 picks of the week. Now these picks are by no means the only music happening in Chicago. These are by no means the best music that you absolutely. These are picks that if you are up for grabs, don't know where to go, don't know who to see, you're a casual music fan, you love hardcore jazz, you just want to experience a new place. These are my 3 picks for this coming weekend, which is going to be the weekend right after Thanksgiving. Then we're moving right into the holidays too, so hang on. So these are my 3 picks. So we're going to get started. Green Mill. And I think I know you know 2 of the guys that are playing in this band, but the 2 other guys, Dave Shoemaker and Jerry Weldon, are playing Friday, Saturday night at the Mill. Dual saxes. However, Dan Trudell on B3 and George Flus on drums. Rhythm section.
Can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong. That is going to be
Swinging.
insane.
Yeah, you
Group
can't go
Central.
wrong.
So that's
That's
at the
right.
Mill on Friday and Saturday night right after Thanksgiving, so it's the 24th and 25th. Winter's Jazz Club. Winter's Jazz Club. This is going to be on Friday, November 24th. Winter's Jazz Club, as we discussed, just went into their first year. Awesome place. It's right in Streeterville, right on Illinois McClurg. You walk around behind the Target, you walk right in the door, you get a cocktail, you sit down. Everything's good in your life.
It is.
It is. See, you
is.
can't beat that at that point. And even though everything's good in your life at that point, Chris Madsen Quartet with Alyssa Allgood are going to be there on the 24th. They are doing a night of Ellington and Strayhorn music.
Beautiful.
It's almost like you can't handle that kind of
Yeah.
sensory action.
Yeah.
You know? Wow. Okay, so that's November 24th. You like that sensory action?
Sensory action.
I had to say it slow.
Not overload.
No,
but action.
man.
Yeah, I like
Action.
it. I
Yeah,
like
okay.
it.
Sensory
In
action. Maybe that's a new thing. Maybe it's like
Hashtag.
sensory action. I like this. All right. You're going to have to be on more often.
I've got his hashtags, people. Okay.
That's it. You can just
What is it?
like
Is it
sit
this?
back here on some of the other shows and you can make up hashtags and just shout them out and
Totally.
we'll just use them.
Hashtag.
I like where this is going.
Okay, good.
All right, now, last one, November 30th. Dan Pearson, he's got a recording coming out. It's his record release. It's at California Clipper, 9:30 start. Dan's a great guitar player. I checked out a lot of his stuff online. That's why I'm picking this. So it's November 30th at California Clipper. Now, we're going to turn it over, and Tiffany's got one or two, and then we're going to talk about your other shows coming up too. So go for it.
All right, great. So I'm going to try to be Mike Jeffers right now. Okay, so my pick of the week is, it's actually following week, November 30th. Carmen Lundy is at the Jazz Showcase, and she has got a band to boot. Patrice Rushen. For any of you fans, Patrice has written some songs, some hits. Do you remember Sending You Forget-Me-Nots? Forget-Me-Nots, that was her jam. She's playing piano.
I can't believe she's on this. That's unbelievable,
I know.
right?
I'm
That's
like, I get to see Carmen and Patrice. I hope she sings.
It's insane.
Jameson Ross is also playing drums.
Okay, yep.
And I'm sorry, forgive me, band, for the other two players, but
it's going to be killer.
It's going to be amazing.
And
so
it's
that's
Thursday
the weekend.
through Sunday.
It is. Now, you're not going to go on Friday, though, because you're going to come and see me.
Right, well, of course, they're busy.
Right.
They're already busy. They're in Evanston.
booked. They're booked on sorry, right. Joe, but you're already booked on
He
December
won't see
1st.
this.
Okay.
Don't worry. Joe Siegel won't see this.
Okay.
It's online.
Okay.
Hi, Wayne.
That's brilliant.
So Thursday through Sunday,
yes.
And since you picked the Jazz Showcase, I have to always do my two things for the Jazz Showcase.
Great.
Don't forget the Save the Children show, Sunday afternoon matinee, 4 p.m. Kids 12 and under get in free, so that's an incredible thing.
It's
and also, the Joe Siegel book is out, and you can get that Joe Siegel book that I worked on with Joe Siegel called Stay On It, available at the front door through Joe all weekend long. All
Love
right,
that.
there we go.
Great.
Now, that was your pick outside of your other shows, but
Yes.
she has two other shows coming up besides the December 1st one that I thought we should mention because they're really tying in with the holiday stuff.
I do. So December 15th, I have an annual show up in Woodstock. So any of my north city people, that is at the Opera House, and it's my annual holiday show. That's Friday, December 15th. December 23rd, I'll be at Winters, and I'm excited about that because it's the day before Christmas Eve. So for those of you who are out shopping or just gathering with your loved ones and want to get some holiday spirit right prior to the day, Saturday, December 23rd, the quartet will be performing.
And you're doing pretty much all Christmas tunes, holiday tunes. You're gonna,
I'll pop in some others, but really on the 23rd, it's Christmas galore.
Well, Tiffany, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for watching. Of course, live at Johnny O's every week, episode 83. We're closing this out, but as I always close this out, so if we don't see you this weekend or next weekend, somewhere around town, hopefully we will see you somewhere out on the scene.